Okay, hi folks. What we got here today is a horse named Gus.
Delicate flower.
Shetland cross. And he's come off a ranch. The young buckaroos had him, and he's really nice horse. But I think he's pretty much been in the cavy, which makes sense on a ranch, and so when he's by himself, he still needs a little help. Now, I'm not going to use the sentence, this was weaning. I don't know that for sure. Joe, I felt very comfortable about saying that, but this horse, I think it's just because he used to running in the cavy. So, if I walk out of here, he'll start running around the corral. So this is good news that he's searching for it. But the reason Chris is going to do two things. He's going to practice roping and get good at the hula hand and the piedra. And then, oh, by the way, when he comes in the corral and just exhales, the horse is going to come to him when this is over. So it's one of the 17 steps of his new horse getting on the payroll. And you see that right there. When this is done, you won't see the back end of the horse. He'll face up as soon as you, unless he was put on the ropes, which I don't think he was. And I say put on the ropes, there's outfits still that put them against the ropes and they face out. That's the way they're trained. So Chris, what will happen is he'll end up on the middle of the corral and you'll be on the outside of the corral. So left to right is the hula hand. Right to left can be a hula hand. Now here's the right hand, and backing up. And then you walk away at a 45 when you take the rope off. The reason you walk away at a 45 is because he's going to have to break loose with one of his front feet, depending on which direction you walk away, and that's going to bend his spine. If I walk straight away, he'll follow. That's a Monty Roberts parlor trick. Anybody can do that. But you need to get them to just reach out and bend their spine. On this particular corral, it's 2 coils with a 10-foot loop. And what I do is I never pull the slack. And that's why. And what it means is I didn't have to pull him. Well, this is what you want. On most horses, this would be the second level. He's already at the second level. You know, I'm guessing he's been roped. So now you're going to learn to watch the horse. Of all the stuff that the horse does, this is what you'll learn about an animal. You watch the ears back and forth. Tongue's going to come out when he moves his mouth. It's nerves. He's wanting assistance. He's wanting somebody. I'm not going to touch him yet. So when the rope comes off, try to not touch the ears and leave at an angle. Now the right front foot moved first, I think. So in my picky little world, if the left front foot would have moved first, I think I'd have been happier. And it simply means that he's drawn no matter what I do. But we'll go ahead and do the overhand one. And when you're learning to rope, you can swing as much as you want, but you need to know in your mind that you're wasting time, because the more you swing, the worse you get. But the fact is, it makes the horse more gentle. So there's a plus side and a minus side. So here's simply a overhand throw. Let's see. My shoulders are dropped. My breathing is the same breathing I would have if I was wondering about my sandwich. I just now took the rope off on the right eye for the first time. So you're going to mix it up, right eye, left eye, backing up to it. What you're not going to see right now is you're not going to see me lay the rope down and raise my hand, because it'll just be a waste of time. He's wanting in, but he's got to get over this right here. So just because he's walking in that way, he's not walking in correctly. And it's no big deal. Just remember, if he's been roped out on a ranch, that's how they come out of the cavity when you rope them. You know, and the kid that had him, he just saddle up and leave the country. But what we want him to do is come in more relaxed. Now, he touched me. That was the first time. You notice I've never touched him. He reached out with his nose. I'm going to do the right eye again. There's the touch. If he drops his head right now, we're gaining, because I'm flogging around with this rope, see? He didn't drop his head. So the beauty of this deal is you're going to get really good at roping horses. And it's just part of your deal anyway. You know, to be a cowboy, and you got to be good at this. Because the piedra, as you know, that's just to get him moving. But here's the piedra. I'm going to cut the krell in half. Save some energy. Just bear in mind, I didn't raise my hand, so that doesn't mean I'm at that level yet. You got to get over this part right here, my friend. And all it is just one more step to get that horse that you really feels comfortable no matter what you're doing. Now see where I've caught him now? Okay, if it's wrapped around the leg, don't worry about it. I just touched him for the first time. I went to the right eye again because that's the hardest side. Now I'm going to go to my right because I'm still flogging this rope around. He's kind of wanting to stick around, but he put me in his left eye. So this is all the reason. A horse does this on purpose. So I'm going to the right and see if he goes with me. I can see his shadow. Remember how earlier you just walked around, he followed you around? Well, there wasn't any pressure then. And I hope all this makes sense to everybody, but now there's pressure. Well, that pressure is nothing more than a rope going through the air, which you're going to be roping a hell of a lot of cattle before you're done. And he's got to get over it. He just told you that Piedra's a shot. He ain't running around. 2 coils, graduated, palm down. Didn't make it. Palm down, which means the loop lays out behind you. And you line up and miss. And never worry about missing. It's all it's doing is getting the horse more gentle. So the way you rope, it'll be damn sure gentle. Now, the little trivia, all my ropes do not have a knot in the end. If I happen to get between a panel and hang up my rope, I just throw it away and it's going to run right out the Hondu. If you got a knot in it, you could end up getting hurt. And especially when you're sitting in the saddle and that knot comes flying around the horn at 60 miles an hour, if you're puss-gutted, it's going to disappear in your skin.
Ow.
Now you notice he's not running. I'm also not really paying that much attention to him. And what it amounts to, Chris, you're going to do this until the horse, you have to move to make your loop because he's going to be with you so much. That's when you know he's ready to just walk in, hold the rope in your left hand, and just go. And that's when you'll teach him to hook on. Right here's a perfect practice day.
I have a question for from Hannum.
Yeah.
So her old horse died, so she's got a colt, I think.
Yeah?
And she has a bunged up wrist and her hula hand sucks now. So is there another shot she can throw from when the horse is going that direction?
Yeah.
In other words, if the horse is going left to right, the sidearm might stop it, right?
Yeah, if it's going left to right.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to use my body to get it moving. Now watch. I turn my body and it comes into view.
Cool.
So if you turn your body a 360, it sets you up for the perfect shot. It's not a trick. It's not showing off. It's very practical.
And you don't need a real big loop because she's short.
There, the height of the eye's changed. So now I go to the left eye. Now, watch the left front foot and we'll see if the horse is getting there. There was the right front. He ain't there. Oh, I got to show you one more shot that's practical. It's a small loop. It's the other direction. It's not a trick. Throwing backwards is not a trick. It's just a practical shot.
And it's less pressure on the horse, isn't it?
Now see that front foot again? So what he's telling us is he's going to get all 4 feet roped eventually. Now watch him move forward as I move. I kept the pressure on. Okay, now I'm going to coil up, get him moving, and set up the hooking on. There's 2 ways to do this. Eventually, you won't have a lariat in the corral with you. When you start off, it's more noise this way. Now I'm going to switch to my left hand, step back and raise my hand. Now you breathe the skull down. Watch my shoulders. There goes the head. That's when we talked about how sensitive a horse is. There's nothing up there. This is the mind of the horse. What are you going to do? That's what they're wondering. Now watch the left front foot. Exhale. Bam. That's it, folks. Thank you very much. It's been a kick.